Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This will be a quick video. I just wanted to make a quick point here in response to a Christian commenter on my last video when I responded to Islam Critiqued. Um, so this particular Christian tried to argue that Mary could not have been 12 years old or 14 years old, and he made a very silly argument, and it just shows how poorly trained and inexperienced some of these Christian apologists really are. All they do is they just copy and paste from other Christians. They don't have any background in studying the Bible or doing any research. They just say things that come to the mind. And this guy, whoever he is, obviously has very little training in how to study the Bible, how to read the Bible. He's going by the English translation, and that's it. And he stops right there. So let's just see what he said, and then I'll respond to that, inshallah. Okay, so this is what he said in response to a Muslim commenter who was talking about Mary being between 12 and 14 years old, and he responds by saying, "How come Luke 142 says that she is a woman?" Wow, such a powerful argument, right? Well, no. Okay, the Greek translation, the English translation says, um, uses the word woman. This is Elizabeth talking to Mary, telling her how blessed she is among women. And this Christian jumps on this and says, "Oh, look, it says she's a woman. Therefore, she must be older. She must be, I don't know, 18, 20." Doesn't really tell us anything about the age, but he just jumps from that translation and concludes that therefore Mary could not have been 12 years or 14 years old because she is described as a woman. The problem with this is if you look at the Greek translation, well, the first problem is you're looking at this from your modern understanding. You're assuming that because it says woman, therefore she must have been somebody 18 and older, I guess. But you have to look at it from the cultural context, and you have to look at the original language that this is set in. So this is from Luke, and Luke obviously wrote in Greek. So let's look at the Greek. The Greek word for woman. What is it? Which word is it, and what does it actually mean in the Greek? So let's go to the lexicons. Let's go to blueletterbible.org and see what it says. Okay, so here we are, blueletterbible.org, and the word of interest that is used in the Greek is this word in the Greek, which is gune.
Strong's G 1135, Gune. Gune.
Okay, so what does gune mean? Let's go down, and we see here the outline of biblical usage says a woman of any age, whether a virgin or married or a widow. It can also refer to a wife, or it can refer to a betrothed woman. Now remember that Mary was betrothed to Joseph, but keyword here, the keyword is any age, right? And then you go down further in his Thayer's Greek lexicon, it says universally it means a woman of any age, whether a virgin or married or a widow. It can also mean a wife or a betrothed woman. So same thing. So that's what the word means. So that doesn't tell us anything about Mary's age, because it's a very vague word. It could be used for any female of any age. The other thing you have to remember is that, again, as I already showed, once a girl reached the age of 12 years and 1 day in that time, she was considered a young woman. I showed evidence from the Christian commentaries about this as well. Once a girl reached a certain age, she was considered a woman. According to the Jewish sources, the age of majority, in other words, when a girl was no longer a minor, coincided with puberty, whatever that was. There were different views. Some said it was 11, some said it was 12, but Barakat 24a says that that age is only approximate and it will vary. It coincides with
whenever puberty occurs, and it cited Ezekiel 16:7 to prove this from the Bible. Okay, so that's what the context of Luke 142 is. It does not prove anything about Mary being older, and Christians who use this argument, I don't know how many would use that argument. This guy obviously is very inexperienced and has no idea what he's talking about. You would think other Christians who are a little more educated in studying the Bible would know better to make that argument. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.